Welcome to the Life Around 40 podcast, where three longtime friends get together to talk about pop culture, video games, movies, and just everyday life, what things are like around our life. So, as you know us probably at this point, here are your hosts, Drew, Taylor, and myself, Graham. So, how you guys doing today?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Doing good, doing good.
You guys get anything good this weekend, anything?
Yeah. I pulled an all-nighter at my church. I was part of a 3rd to 5th grade lock-in. I had 13 kids and 5 teenagers who were probably worse than the 3rd to 5th graders, and one other chap my age who fell asleep about 2 o'clock in the morning and never saw him again. I went straight from that to taking my wife out for her birthday with her friends to an escape room. Fantastic. Called the Tri-Wizard Challenge. We did get the cup. We had to cheat a little bit, but we got it. Sort of. And then we went to a dueling piano bar in Spring at the Two Tones, and it was fantastic as we had a VIP table and they picked on me a lot, but they couldn't argue too much because I was one guy with 6 chicks. So
yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, I've been to one of those dueling piano bars once for St. Patty's Day. It's a good time. Everybody got a little sloppy.
That had to be fun.
It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. So, Taylor, how about you? Anything good?
I kept a pretty low-key affair. I've had a couple days off, so I decided to go down to Lake Vesuvius for a little bit of camping, and kept it nice and chill, and got in touch with nature.
There you go.
It was nice. It was nice, and I don't know. It was a nice little bit of a detox. It's you guys kept texting, and I was like, my phone got left in the car very quickly because I was. That's why I wasn't.
That's what was going on. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, okay, all right. Here's one thing, and then I should have said something, but I was just like, either they'll think I'm dead, or yeah. It would have, but you guys were in the middle of a conversation. I was just like,
what I heard was his sabbatical was more important than talking to us.
Yes, for sure.
That's what
I believe the back and forth was really just like, hey, it's out. Make sure to share it. I did when I got the chance to. So get off my case.
Sure.
Yeah. Check it.
Okay. Whatever makes you feel better, buddy.
You may say I'm like the tech guy to go to, hence the first episode, but I don't know anything about social media. It's just that is not my thing.
If you've seen the engagement we're getting on Instagram, you'll find out pretty quick that neither do I. I'm awful at it. So I think we've had like 2 views. It's going great. It's going real well.
Your mom doesn't count, by the way.
Hey, no, that is a view. Thank you. That is a view. How dare you? I'll tell you, Taylor, you chose a very good weekend to do it, and a couple of days off. The weather here, that's been the big thing for me. Is it's finally cooled off a little here in Ohio. I love the weather. I mentioned it a little before we started recording, but I've been thinking a lot about Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I live for Halloween. And I picked up, it was probably a couple months ago on Kickstarter, I helped kickstart a tabletop RPG based on Sleepy Hollow. And it came out, we hit our stretch goals, came out with a bunch of, they call them chat books. They're like little add-ons, kind of build out the flavor. And I was reading through a couple of them. In the first adventure, so it takes place 30 years after the events of the Washington Irving story. And so your group of travelers or whatever, you show up to town, and it's in the middle of the Headless Horseman Festival that they have in the fall. So you're walking around and it's describing like the sights and the smells, and it just was very like warm, comforting Halloween, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about Halloween since. And then the weather cooled off, and I'm like, let's just get there, please. So it's I'm ready for it. That's what I spent most of my time between working is thinking about Halloween and mowing the lawn. So
to piggyback off your Sleepy Hollow story, my wife's a big fan of the Johnny Depp film Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, I love it.
It's a great movie, right? Yes. So I'm chilling and I see a bleak on my phone. And I look, I was like, "What's this?" Johnny Depp, Ridley Scott, Hyde, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what is this?" So I click on it. It's on IGN. and it's got Johnny Depp. He's Hyde after the events of the book, right? And I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. It's a freaking graphic novel. You talk about a kick in the nuts. I thought I had a Johnny Depp film coming out with Ridley Scott. Couldn't be more excited to find out it's a damn graphic novel.
Which I can totally understand the disappointment there. I can, but I do love a good graphic novel. There's some really good ones. So,
but I want to see some Johnny Depp on the big screen. I want Pirate 6. Screw Margot Robbie, Pirate 6 reboot. No one wants that. We want Captain Jack Sparrow.
He is the patron saint of those, that's for sure. Those movies would not be the same without him.
No, and I wouldn't mind a Michael Bolton cameo in the film also.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Have you seen him in the oh gosh,
The Lonely Island?
Thank you. He does a parody where he's like, this is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow, and he's a cinephile.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. No.
Put it up, just write it down. You need to watch it after this is over.
All right, I'll have to check that out for sure.
It's clutch.
Yeah,
That's like 15 years ago, Drew.
It was amazing, and I loved every minute of it, man.
Lonely Island is timeless. Okay, they're the guys that did "I'm on a Boat," right?
Yeah.
Is that the same one? Oh, dude, that song so much.
You got your flippy floppies.
I used to know it by heart. I still know 90% of Amish Paradise by Weird Al Yankovic.
It's a great one. It's a great one.
Isn't it? I still know, like, when it comes, you get it with a lot of songs, but it comes on and you're like, oh yeah, I remember almost all of this. It's great.
So at the Dueling Piano Bar, they were doing the Coolio, the real song, and I kept throwing in Weird Al because it's taken over the lyrics, man.
Oh yeah, I can't remember the original, but I know Weird Al's version.
A local boy kicked me in the butt last week.
I just smiled and it turned the other cheek. Oh yeah, I love that.
I can't remember lyrics worth nothing. Stuff bounces off my head like a dodgeball.
It's not that it's bad, Taylor, but it's not on par with Graham not finishing Chrono Trigger. But that you don't know that song at all is
no. I know the song. It's just like I can't lyrics. Like I think it's because of my hearing, but lyrics do not stick in my head worth nothing. I think part of it's just because half the time I'll hear something, I'll be like, oh, it sounds like it's this word, but then I'll look at the lyrics and I'm like, oh yeah, that ain't it right. It's like okay.
I'll tell you one thing that drives me nuts is when you'll hear a song or a noise or something, it'll make you think of a song you heard a long time ago, and you'll spend 6 hours trying to figure out what that song is. You're like, oh, what was that beat? I know that beat. I've heard it somewhere else. Does that ever happen to you guys?
Yes, all the time.
Never.
I hate that. Hate that.
Is there any update on Chrono Trigger, by the way? Any?
I haven't touched it since the first episode. So I've been playing games on my PlayStation 5. Thank you.
Oh,
all right. Speaking of, I was actually on my drive back home from work today. I was going to ask you, because I know you don't play as much as you used to, Drew, and this is not a knock by any means. I'm just curious. You got anything in the barrel? Anything you've been looking forward to?
I really want to play Sea of Stars.
Very good.
I've also got, and it's years old now, Bloodstained. I think that's the name of it. It's like a successor to Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
It was a Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter I was a part of, and I have it on the Switch now, and I just haven't played it, man.
You want to play the one that's more like Symphony, not the 8-bit style ones that are more like.
Symphony of the Night was phenomenal. I really enjoyed that game. Jeez, I beat that on the Vita. I never beat it on the PlayStation, even though I had it on the PlayStation. But no, I mean, again, you play games, and I was Jack going back to my, first episode, which just released. I found picked up a camera the other day, a Canon EOS M, which is like, it's in a tier of just elite cameras of. You can put this hack firmware on there, and it just unlocks so much potential. But, they go for like $250 now, this 10, 15-year-old camera. I found one locally for $100. And then I hit up another dude, a lens that goes for like 250. I paid 80 for, and the combo is amazing. And I've been playing with that like the last 3 days. Again, I'm going to play with it for like a week or two, then I'm going to sell it. Because I always wanted to try the EOS M because, of its status. Now I had other Magic Lantern cameras, but this is the EOS M, man. I'm very excited. It's good stuff.
I'm happy for you. I don't know what any of
Thank
that
you.
means, but I'm very happy for you.
It's yeah. So I mean, you used to have a camera, right? Did you ever take raw photos, or did you just do JPEG?
No, when I first got it, I did, excuse me, JPEG, and then as I learned more about it and got more into photography, I started doing the raw photos and stuff because I have more post processing ability out of it. So
Right, and so that's what Magic Lantern gives you. Basically, instead of taking JPEGs, every bit of the video is raw data that you can manipulate so much more in post. It's just a lot of fun.
yeah, I mean, when I was doing it, I did enjoy it. I just was having a hard time committing the amount of time to learn it. So, but well, I guess that's me asking you about video games is kind of a good lead in into my topic of the week, which is how are you consuming most of your media nowadays? Um, Between streaming, YouTube, video games, I found myself, I was thinking about it. I don't watch TV shows really anymore. And I watch movies occasionally if it's a movie I really want to see. I feel like I watch YouTube a lot now. There's a few channels that they update pretty regularly, every couple days, and there's usually something on there for me to watch for an hour or so when I'm looking for a distraction. So I was just curious, like, where are you guys getting your media now? Even at books to an extent.
Taylor, kick us off.
Oh, I'm kicking us off. Okay. I'm probably the weird one of the bunch, maybe. Just 'cause,
For several reasons.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I
You were
mean,
thinking it, but
I think we all knew that. But I am a bit of a hermit in certain ways. But you know, I so I do a lot of driving for work, and so I'll put on some YouTube as sort of background noise, or I'll just listen to my own music. I've got a whole bunch of music, like back when we had the sleeves upon sleeves upon sleeves of CDs. I'm one of those that kept those sleeves. So yeah, so I have a bunch of that. So I'll listen to that. But YouTube wise, if it lately there's been one channel who's been putting out a series on the Ultima games, and he's done like one for Xenogears as well as like Chrono Cross, a lot of like old school JRPGs and stuff, and odds and ends is modular, and does like long form. So like the Xenogears one I think is like 3 hours long and stuff, and it's like he did one for Lost Odyssey that's like 2 hours long. So if it's that, I'll have on the background while driving, or there's VODs of a streamer, not like hyper famous, but like maybe like an echelon down from that or so. His name's like Tomato Gaming. He's a bit of a younger guy. I think he's like a late 20s or so, but I find how introspective he is of his position and how fortunate he's been and just how open he is about himself to certain degrees, not like all of his information stuff. I find it very refreshing, and man, he can certainly be funny and stuff. But I'll like that's usually just kind of for driving and stuff. Outside of that, if I'm cleaning or something, I may have it on. But usually it's if either I'm reading something or music. But that's really about it. I'm not a big movie guy. I mean, I have some movies. I don't really watch TV very much. I'd rather go out and do something as opposed to.
well, I know for a lot of your gaming, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like at least that I know of, it's when you're streaming. Are you playing games just for personal enjoyment, or is it mostly now at this period just kind of streaming?
I mean, and that's I haven't even streamed in the last like 2 weeks, just about. So it's something I I'd play a game. I guess that's the thing. I've increasingly become less interested in playing games for the most part. Um, yeah, so if I do stream and play something, it's like I'll play something, but it's nice to just kind of chit chat with people. But in the same hand, a lot of the people who do pop in for stream, I can talk to them doing something else. So it's kind of like I'd rather just talk to them or just shoot them messages or something. Like just this past week, they released a Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is kind of like uh, not necessarily like it's the company that has like the Ninja Gaiden, IP basically entrusted an indie group. I can't remember what they did. I think they did Blasphemous or something like that. But to make a Ninja Gaiden style 2D game, and I've played a couple hours of that. That and also revisited Blood. I don't know if either the game Blood.
Nope.
90s like uses the build engine, which is the same one that like Duke Nukem 3D.
Classic. Duke.
Yeah, so, yeah, but um it's an incredibly hard first person shooter.
That's why I haven't played
kind
it.
of
Exactly. Same
one of
here.
those old boomer shooters, and you get me on some of those every now and again. It's just to scratch, but it's like I do that maybe once every few months, and like a camel, store it up, and then be on my merry way, do something else.
Oh, okay. How about you, Drew?
So I was watching this guy named Taylor Tressler, not a well-known streamer.
He's
I
not.
caught a couple of his there. He's playing some Ease game or
Like a
Wise,
footnote.
however you want to say it.
A footnote of a footnote of a footnote in the annals of
but
history.
the lazy bastard hasn't streamed anything in 2 weeks, so I mean, I just kind of
Yeah, I
gave up
know.
on him.
What am I going to watch? Exactly.
So
Yeah, for that hour and a half.
So I mean, for me, I would say like 90% of my content is on YouTube. I have my Saturday morning cartoon, which is legit streetcars. It's a great channel about a guy my age fixing up cars that he either dreamed about having when he was a kid or like cool modern cars he's really interested in, but he always buys broken stuff and fixes it up, and it's just fun to watch. And he's very personable. He's a very down to earth kind of guy. It's not like the Fast and Louds where it's just over the top shenanigans. This is a guy working out of. It's a real shop, but it's all stuff that you could buy yourself, or if you don't have a lift, put it on jacks and work under it. So it's stuff that's attainable for me. Sunday mornings, I got my Scots outdoors. I watch with my wife. It's a dude and his wife trying to live off grid in Newfoundland on St. Joe's or St. John's Island. It's just fascinating. I mean, the way they're trying to live is just so much different than Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
And then I got my typical shows, my camera channels, my golf channels. There's a couple live streams I try to catch besides that jerk off Taylor Tressler. But it's more camera guys. I mean, just the kind of tech that I'm interested in. So just new stuff I like to hear. But for me, it's curated, right? If it's junk I just have zero interest in, I don't care to hear about all these celebrities and all their drama. I don't care. I do enjoy movies, so I really want to see the last Mission Impossible. Haven't seen it yet. I did see Superman. I did see Jurassic Park World Rebirth, which was better than expected. But yeah, I'd say 90% of my life is on YouTube. And I prefer to watch it on the TV as opposed to the phone. Just because I really want to get away from this. Desperately, I want to get away from it.
Insert that quote from David Lynch deriding people saying they watch movies and watch it on your phone. Do you ever,
I
know
haven't
what
heard
I'm
that
talking
quote.
about? I think it's from Lynch.
Well, like you said, you're driving, you got audio playing in the background, right, through your phone.
Yeah.
Whether it's YouTube audio in the background or whatever it is, that's fine. But when I'm home, dude, I want to, I hate saying I watch TV, but I'd rather have more engagement with my family, even if it is through the TV. When you're just like this, the phone right up to your face, you're not engaging anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
See, I totally get where you're coming from with that, for sure. I watch a lot of mine on my phone, and a lot of the reason mine is, two daughters and a wife who want to watch their shows. They want to play their games, do their
Girly
thing.
shit.
Well, yes. And I mean, there's definitely movies and shows that Brittany and I watch together. We have very different tastes, but in some areas we have very similar tastes. My daughters right now are watching Stranger Things, which Brittany and I both love. So we've been kind of watching that with them when we're catching it. But a lot of times, I I want to let her kind of have the TV to where she can watch what she wants, and she doesn't like to watch stuff on her phone, and it doesn't bother me. So if she's watching a show that I don't really have any interest in, it's easier for me just to pull up my phone and watch what I want. Um, so I do end up watching a lot. I watch sports on it as well because a lot of times my family doesn't want to watch sports, and I understand that. Um,
I don't understand
but
that at all.
I'm sorry you don't understand that. I get it, but no. So do you would you say most of the reason you think there's this big shift from like streaming services and the traditional TV, do you think is it mostly to do with it being curated to your taste and you're only watching things that interest you? Do you think the shortening of attention spans has attributed to that at all? Where I can kind of watch a clip of something here and there or a shorter segment. I don't have to watch 6 episodes of something to get a payoff.
So I don't have TikTok. I rarely watch any shorts, whether it be YouTube shorts or wherever Facebook shorts, whatever. Most of my shows are an hour long. The golf ones are like an hour and a half long. But for me, it's just how many cop dramas can you have? The joke is murder porn. Like how often can you watch someone be killed and how you done it? My wife found a show, Why Women Kill, I think is what it's called. First off, I'm concerned. I think I'm a nice guy.
It's unsettling, isn't it? Yeah.
What? But shows like that's a pretty unique one. I've watched most of the 2 seasons with her, and one was 3 different time periods, which I found fascinating trying to rack my head through. And I think it all took place in the same house, which made it even more interesting. And then the last one had the big guy, Simon Pegg's buddy. I can't remember his name.
Nick Frost.
Yes, Nick Frost was in it, and it was all the same time period. So same movies, but different. Not same movie, same show, but just different settings, if you will. And it was pretty fascinating. But like besides, we watched Ghosts. I like the show Ghosts, the U.S. version. No offense, UK, but I don't understand your accent. But the U.S. one's pretty funny. But I mean, that's about the only show I could really think of besides Beavis and Butthead. Season 2 trailer came out. Super Jack, King of the Hill came out yesterday. Gotta watch it. Both Mike Judge. Can't wait. Graham, stop shaking her head. I'll bitch slap you.
I love Mike Judge. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of it too is we kind of talked about this a little bit, I think, before. Part of my issue is it's just the rehashing of everything. There's just nothing new. And it's just, oh, great. We get another oh, it's been 20 years. Let's bring back whatever. And it's like, no, just because here's my 90% of the time they ruin it. And it's like, so
it probably will.
They just announced the cast for the live action Zelda movie. I love Zelda. It's been one of my favorite IPs in my whole life.
He's finished one game ever.
No. Wrong. As stupid as it sounds, being almost 40, I grew up with those characters, and I do care about those characters and how they're portrayed. You know what I mean? Because
what do they sound like?
They're on my wall right here. What do you mean? What do they sound like? Yeah, Link makes a noise. That's honestly, that's why he's one of my favorite protagonists. The same with Chrono is because they don't talk, and I like that silent kind of hero. I've always liked that archetype.
Can I ask a serious question?
I can only imagine how
Is it gonna
serious
be
it's going to be.
What's their voice inside your head? What is it?
He doesn't
Did you
have
get?
one.
You didn't give him one? Oh man.
No, he's a silent hero. He doesn't need a voice. I don't need to put.
Just like you
It's
wish
easy
your
because you
women would
can.
be like, just silent.
No, I never. You're putting words in my mouth that I've never said.
I'm telling
Never
your
said
wife.
that.
Grant, you should
Yeah.
really approach this sort of thing the same way that I approached when I heard that there was going to be that live action Cowboy Bebop thing. It's like, oh, okay, don't even exist.
Well,
Like,
I'm not going to watch it unless it comes out and everybody's like, "This is true to form." This is really what we were hoping for, and I might give it a shot then. But 90% of the stuff I just ignore. But that's what I mean. I think it's contributing to this driving people away from traditional media and stuff. It's all this rehashing of great stuff from our memories and our childhoods that you watch it and it's like, oh, this is terrible now. They didn't capture the essence of what it was when I was younger at all. And so I think that's contributing as well. And that's why I brought it up. I'm not going to watch, I don't have any plans on watching it. And I love that series. So I think it's doing a big disservice to just keep rehashing the King of the Hill revival. I love King of the Hill. I had no real interest in watching it. I'm gonna wait for a while to see what people say.
They at least
and then maybe I'll
aged
give
the
it a shot.
characters, right? One of the only cartoon I've ever known of to age the characters. And then
For sure.
when you go to Beavis and Butthead, the episodes I like the most of the new season, is old Beavis and Butthead when they're they're in their 40s. That's when I had probably laughed the absolute hardest. It's just they aged with me as opposed to I'm watching two high schoolers screw off on high school.
Yeah.
Butthead goes on disability, and Beavis has to go. His work program he's got is taking care of disabled people, and he has to go help disabled Butthead. I mean, that was absolutely hilarious. I mean,
well, I didn't even know there was one. So I've had a few that have impressed me. I just don't get excited for them. I just when I hear it,
I understand that.
Here we go again. It's a great. Here we go again. So I just feel like a lot of it's ruined for me. But
spark of life snuffed out.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Well, like I don't have an interest in it, but like the King of the Hill always confused me in a way because I grew up and vaguely recall people not really finding that show very funny.
But they were stupid people.
Well, no, you also got to remember when did that show start coming out? When I was like 12.
It was in 2000. I think it was early 2000s.
I thought it was late 90s.
Late 90s.
That's probably when it came out.
98.
Probably when it came out.
Yeah. So it's not really not really quite the age range, but also just kind of like okay, it's just got this. It's very peculiar seeing what I remember seeing it as a kid, and then being gone, going overseas, and then stuff, and coming back, and then seeing just kind of the revival of it, and then now not even just like the revival of it with this age up, and but just to
the
see how
interest
it is
in
now.
it.
Yeah, it's just been just kind of an odd thing, especially because I feel like with Simpsons that has tried to stay around and it's lost itself and really tried to follow Family Guy's lead, which is not what it was, obviously, but it's just a very strange thing, especially seeing, I guess, because I was always a big fan of Futurama more so. I felt Futurama.
Great show.
That's a great show too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it to have a show that ended like so well 6 different times, and then still try to come back. You're like, come on, guys, let's. I appreciate the effort, but in the same hand, let's just kind of like Graham's saying, there's a point of which people should have the grace to let other people try to step in, and maybe not. Maybe it is being the king of the hill, and you've got to knock me off. But I kind of agree and understand where Graham's coming from with it, where it's just like, hey, is this really the best we have to offer?
and too much of a good thing is not necessarily good. It's like The Simpsons. I don't watch past like the 12th season ever. I hit the end of the 12th season, I immediately go back and start watching the first season again. And I wonder if it's kind of interesting you brought up, because I do kind of remember, and maybe it was just our age group as well. We're hearing from our peers. King of the Hill didn't seem to be that well loved among kids our age. And I
No.
wonder if part of that, The Simpsons was kind of at an area where it was at its zenith. I feel like it was still in the good seasons.
South
And
Park was the
maybe,
edgy boy.
and then you
That's
were competing with South Park. And
yeah.
I
so
would say King of the Hill is
maybe
more for adults.
adults,
King,
yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I enjoy it
'Cause
more as an adult than I did as a kid.
Mm.
same here. When I watch it now, I get a lot more out of it than I did as a kid. Whereas The Simpsons, I've always gotten, as a kid, you get a lot of it out as a kid because it's kind of the first thing you saw of that edgy kind of adult humor. And then, excuse me, then as I got older, the thing I get out of The Simpsons now is these memories and the nostalgia of like, oh, that joke it still hits, 20 something years later. Which is why I don't watch the new ones, because I'm there for that nostalgia plunge, and to remind me of how funny those seasons were at one time. So,
He wants to feel like a child again.
He's
don't we
too
all?
old. He's too old.
No,
Don't.
no. I don't.
Okay,
I'm good.
again, proving yourself to be the weird one. Yes, like I said, for several reasons. Most
well, if you're a
people
child
want
at
to feel
heart,
like
you
a
don't ever
kid.
have to worry about it. Come on now.
That's what we're pursuing, is that child in your heart.
No. You just
All right.
keep it with you.
This is going to get ugly here in a minute. I think we beat this horse pretty well. So let's go ahead and move on to Throwback Corner. Drew.
All right, so mine is just speaking of how you take in your entertainment, but not so much media as opposed to quality time. So I wanted to talk about board games versus current like video games. And not necessarily just board games, but card games or whatever it would
Yeah.
be. I mean, I remember, in my early days, early teenage years, or just before, we played all sorts of card games, different board games, um, and I mean, I just remember having so much more fun with that. You get to share that with more people. Board game you're doing with four people. Consoles nowadays, it's all made to be, in your dark room by yourself, playing with someone
Yeah.
online, and you're lacking that human interaction. Whereas I remember my grandma, the ultimate cheater at every game you could imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Just constantly trying to slaughter kids, or my dad just demolishing me in Monopoly or poker or blackjack, or he was such a dick. But I love that old man. um, don't take it easy on kids. You're not teaching them anything. Life is hard, and learning to beat someone at a game is easy as opposed to learning life. But I mean, when I play board game with my kids, I think I have more fun. Throw the burrito. What a stupid game, but
Oh, that's such a fun game.
I want to
Chuck
get that
a
one.
burrito?
I want to get that one.
oh, dude, it's
My kids will
amazing.
love that.
I played spoons with my kids not too long ago. So much fun. Now, it really shows, like, when those kids are focused on the cards, they don't know anything about the
Oh,
spoons.
yeah.
I'd be tapping
yeah.
my kids, hey, my wife sees it and it's all over. But, trying to teach the kids to pay attention, it's, I think I have more fun doing that. And I personally want to start to carve out more time for that than I do getting on the computer or some stupid ass phone game, or even on the Nintendo Switch. I want to carve out more time for that, because the memories I have of that are so much better than that solo play in front of a screen.
So growing up, my family didn't play a lot of card games or board games. We sat around and played Donkey Kong or watched each other play a video game or whatever. There were other parts, as I got older, got married, my wife's family, they like to play games and card games. So play with them, play with friends. I do think you get a lot more quality time. I feel like there's been a bit of revival in video games for kind of that couch co-op thing. Um, Brittany and I were playing It Takes Two, which is a couch co-op. It's only local, and her and I played it for a bit, and then my one daughter and I have been playing it. We were playing it this weekend. We were having a lot of fun with it, but it's still not as fun as sitting down and playing Uno or one of those card games. And most of them, luckily, are pretty financially, easy to get into. You get a 52 deck of cards, and I mean, you can play just about any game under the sun, really. Spoons. It's funny you bring up spoons. I love playing spoons, especially with my
So
kids. They're
much
a
fun.
blast.
Yeah.
Uh, so, the other thing I've been trying to do is pick up kind of kid oriented tabletop RPGs. So I've been picking up some of those. There's one I just got called Kids on Bikes that's kind of got a Stranger Things feel now that they're watching Stranger Things. So I want to play that. I think that's also a fun way to sit, and a lot of times I can rope my wife into coming sitting in as well and play. It's like, hey, come play with me and the kids. They haven't quite grasped the concept yet, and it's hard, especially when they were younger. It might be a little easier now to kind of get them to play correctly in the sense of, all right, we have to progress the story. We just can't run around the whole game with diarrhea. Because that one of my daughters, every time I asked her, I was like, "Well, what are you doing this season?" I have diarrhea, and it's like, okay, we can't do that all the time. It's funny, we can't do it all the time. Um, but it's one of those I would like to do more of because we do have a good time. Let's throw burrito. I was looking at it this weekend actually. It's funny you brought that up because I almost ordered it. I was like, this is
Get
something
it.
they're gonna love. You're just
Get
throwing a
it.
burrito at each other.
How much
They're
was
they're
it?
gonna love it. I think it was $20 or something like that. It was not very expensive.
Goodwill factory sealed, $3.99.
Okay, you got to stop with the Goodwill deals. All right, seriously, I'm not. So we took a bunch of stuff. My wife cleaned our office this weekend. We took a bunch of stuff down to Goodwill, kids' clothes, and I was like, all right, let's run in and check out. And I was like, let's see if I can find something. I ended up getting a couple shirts, but there was literally nothing of value there at all in like the used goods area. So I was like, of course, here we go again. Tales all the time. So, but no, I agree with your opinion that I think sitting around a table, interacting with each other that way is probably a lot more beneficial than playing it. Even though you can have experiences like that playing games, I feel like it's going to be easier to access it through a board game or a card game.
So yeah, I lean toward both of you on this. The so I have very fond memories of my grandmother who passed away um during Katrina. Not that she was in Katrina. It was on the TV when I got the call about her passing away. But like my fondest memories of her were playing Skippo and Scrabble. Whenever we would go visit, those are two of the things I'd always play with her and stuff. And she was really good at Skippo, pretty good at Scrabble too, but she was really good at Skippo. Um, and hey, you don't get that, playing games. I do have when I was living in Columbus. I remember, we played GoldenEye and Smash Brothers. But the big thing, more so that stuck with me, was playing street football and beating the hell out of each other in somebody's yard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. Oh yeah, it was just so much fun doing that sort of thing. Like even nowadays, like I've got a couple buddies that we talk usually every week. Either or we've shifted to Mondays, but we started doing it to play games, like play like whatever. But 50-60% of the time we just end up talking to each other and just kind of
Yeah.
chit chatting because like one lives out in Pennsylvania, the other one lives in Chicago, so it's like, well, you can't get together, so this is next best thing. Heck, we play tabletop ourselves, like kind of thing. We do the best we can through doing it online and everything. But yeah, I prefer much more to play that. If I do want to play a game, it is just kind of like a complete decompress, and where it's like, okay, like the Ninja Guide thing, I'll just play that, or just play that for a little bit, and just couple like maybe like 30 minutes or so, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't need to play it anymore or anything. But like like for example, because you mentioned the board game thing, I got this, and I can't wait to play it. But to mix games and board games together, look at this massive, ridiculous thing I got.
A game Graham never finished, but that looks amazing.
Yeah, it's basically you have your own little like VR missions, but then it also goes through the actual Metal Gear Solid game and stuff.
I have so many fond memories of completing that game more than once. Oh, I can't. That has to be fantastic.
So I haven't been able to play it yet, but I'm looking to actually play it. That or like playing like social deduction games, like Secret Hitler and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Those are always fun to play because then it's just like because you can kind of figure out how somebody is by how they play a game and how they react to how the game goes, whether they win or lose and whatnot. And my dad, you both know my dad. My dad is a conniving son of a bitch when it comes to, he gets like really like serious and into it, and I am just kind of like I'm just here to play, like there ain't a thought in my head, it is so like night and day between the two of us, and it is funny to see how just hyper serious somebody can be about it, and it's like, I'm just having fun with it, whatever, I don't care.
So
like, it's just good company.
You mentioned Grandma and Scrabble, right? I mean, I can't tell you where I was the first time I beat a game or who was with me, a video game. But I remember being in upstate New York around the age of 13. And my grandma tried to pass a word off in Scrabble. Nudie bigot. Nudie bigot. I'm like, Grandma, that is not a word. That is made up. Like, just because there's bigots doesn't mean they're nude or nudie. Yeah. And I don't even think that's how you spell nudie. And like, but she argued with us for 15 minutes because she was such a cheater. It's not even funny. You know?
No, my grandmother wasn't like that. She did, she was not a cheater like that.
She was a horrible cheat. And then a game down here that no one knows in the state of Texas is euchre, and that is, I guess it's a Midwestern game.
Yes,
yeah, it's a Midwestern
very much
thing.
so.
Let me tell you, man, I remember my fondest memory of that game ever was my wife and I with my sister and her ex. My sister, not a drinker. She's like, "What are you drinking?" I'm like, "Rum and Dr. Pepper." She's like, "That sounds horrible." I was like, "It's amazing. You should try it." So she took a sip of mine, and then she confiscated my drink. My sister drunk is the most impressive euchre player possibly on the planet, and really? I hate her for it. Like every hand was a loner. Like, she demolished my wife and I. Like, she's a midget. I'm still mad at her. I'd kick her right in her face right now if she brought it up in front of me.
I always tell anybody that I'm partnered with when playing euchre, it's like, hey, I get trash hands. Like, it's nines and tens and queens. And I tell them, I'm like, hey, garbage hands, but I'll promise you one thing. I will get you a trick every time. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll at least get you one trick. Maybe a little bit more if I'm conniving and sneaky enough, or if we, depending on suit. But like, other than that, you're kind of on your own.
And then I personally feel I am the unluckiest dice thrower, whether it be a virtual dice or a real dice.
We can attest to that.
Luckiest dice thrower on the planet.
I remember
hey, you leveled up.
For the first time. It took me 6 weeks, but at least
you did.
I leveled up.
We were, my wife and I were playing euchre with Jared, our mutual friend, and his wife one night. And Jared and I were on a team, and my wife and his wife were on a team. And we're playing, and we're doing okay. I mean, we're kind of holding our own. But, we could feel it pulling away. So we're playing, and all of a sudden, Jared's like, "Wait a minute, something's not right." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Watch Michelle." Sure enough, every time they were going diamond, she'd reach over and pat her wedding ring and stuff like that to Brittany, and they were watching each other. I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Oh, yeah,
table talk.
Oh, they do it, and that's like I play my wife in Rummy. And I think I've beaten her once in all the years we've been together playing Rummy. She destroys me. And I don't know how she does it. She's a got to be one of
Sounds
the
like
best
a
rummy
cheater.
players ever. She kills me in rummy.
So, did you guys ever play Speed in high school, or even sooner than high school? Stupid card game, Speed or War.
It's
One of
Is that the one where you
like,
pass it as fast as you
real
can?
fast,
or...
real fast.
yeah.
So I'm like, I was pretty good in high school. I remember I played with a girl named Brandy Williams all the time. Great memories doing that. And I'm like, I'm going to play with my wife here. So we get halfway through the first hand, and I'm like, for the sake of our marriage, I'm done. I quit. Like, it is clear to me her brain works a completely different way than mine. And I had no chance on the plan. It was embarrassing. If anybody was watching, like, is this guy mentally impaired? I'm like, I'm done. Never to touch this ever again.
I will say the only game I'm halfway decent at is spoons. I'm pretty decent at spoons.
Oh, dude.
So
are you
I have a
like
good twitch reflex? So
do you twitch, or do you like slyly go in there and just come out with it so slow?
It's all about the timing. The twitch is there for when somebody else gets it.
Okay.
You got to be able to, because at some point you stop watching the cards. You just it's been going long enough,
right?
You're just watching spoons, and that's where the twitch reflex comes in. To where when one goes, you better be ready to go. But if it's early enough and you're feeling like, hey, this is going my way, that's when you start like kind of maybe you have the hand, but then you'll pass a couple more cards to kind of give that false illusion, and then you'll slip one on a pass. You got to always do it. You always do it on a pass.
How long have you played? How long have you had a spoon in your hand and no one noticed? And like you're still playing the game, right? You're like, these idiots.
So one of the reasons I think I'm halfway decent at spoons is I didn't finish college because that's all I did was play spoons. Sat at the cafeteria and played spoons. So at least it came good. Something good came of it. But
nice.
This is making me want to go play some card games now. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't played euchre in years.
Oh, dude,
it's been a hot minute.
I have to teach people, and then they screw up a lot, and it's depressing. But you said you just got that. What was that game called that you got for you and your kids?
Kids on Bikes.
Kids on Bikes. So I picked up Dungeons and Dragons, like starting the adventures. Because of our stupid tabletop games, I got this play with my kids, and I'm excited to get into it. But the whatever I can find that entertains my kids more, I want to start doing more of than go upstairs and get on your computer and leave Daddy alone for an hour. Yeah, as fine as that is, I want to,
One thing I will say about it, with the experience I've had with my kids of it, is homebrew the hell out of it. Strip it down to its bones. If they're struggling to get it, do not be afraid to take rules out, adjust things, give wild. It's like if they fail something, don't be afraid to let them have it every now and then. Make them pay for stuff, but definitely run it to make sure they're enjoying it more than anything, to keep them coming back. And once they're kind of hooked, that's when you can kind of start making it more complex and more
tighten the screws on them.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like the pity F Graham gave us at the beginning of Dragonbane right there.
You needed it bad.
A little bit. Hey, to be fair, I mean, it's a good rule of thumb to be like, okay, let's cut some things here. I mean, look what I've done with it. Yeah. Like I have butchered that lamb on that
it's
altar.
Not Dragonbane
with
anymore.
A lot of they're all I've made a whole lot of extra different odds and ends for that to kind of make it a little bit more not only just palatable, but also just like the idea of more options equals more fun for like a tabletop thing like that.
Well, in my defense, the first dungeon we did was all spirits pretty much, and nobody had anything that was effective against spirits. So I'm like, oh, here's these oil coated arrows that somehow hurt spirits. Don't ask me how. So I kind of had to fudge it a little. So
we got the pity F.
Sometimes you have to,
Yeah.
All right, guys, ready to move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
All right. Top 3 throwdown, Taylor.
Yeah, top 3 throwdown. Is that what we're going with for it now, or at least
dude?
temporarily.
Set. No, the names are set in stone.
Top
Three
Power
Throwdown.
of 3, baby. Let's do it.
Top 3 Throwdown. All right, so I wanted to pivot to something we really haven't talked too much about. I wanted to go with top 3 dishes you like to cook. Just something different. I like cooking. I enjoy cooking. I don't, growing up, my mother was not a very good cook. My dad actually was the one that cooked, and he cooked well. And my stepmother never really learned how to cook. I mean, she can cook a couple things here and there, but it was more so my dad. My dad really just enjoyed it, and I don't know. I think I kind of took away from that myself, and it's just it's fun to do. Like I was talking to you guys beforehand, making that stew. Sometimes it just feels proper and it feels good.
Oh, for sure. I always feel better when I eat a home cooked meal too than fast food.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So, for sure. And there's just something about cooking it yourself that, if it's not good, you're like, well, I know not to do that again.
Exactly. So go ahead and start us, Taylor, and we'll go around again like we did last time.
For sure. So something that I like to cook is this. My dad, it was something that he cooked that I really really enjoyed. That I really. I don't know. It stuck well with me. Was this? I call it bastardized ratatouille. It doesn't have eggplant, but it's got the summer squash and zucchini. It's tomato seasoned with garlic, salt, pepper. I like to add in onion. Some people might just do onion powder. And then off to the side, cook some bacon. Now, if you want it crispy, make it crispy. If you don't want it crispy, don't make it crispy. But put that over rice. And my little addition to it is that I dice freshly diced habanero, and sprinkle it through. I call it bastardized ratatouille.
Okay, so what do you mean? You like put the ratatouille on top of rice?
Well, because it's there's no eggplant and stuff, so it kind of leans into the ratatouille. That's why I call it bastardized.
Let's call it what it is. Vegetable medley.
Hang on, this is wild. So we did not discuss what we were going to talk about at all, right?
Yeah.
No.
Ratatouille is on my menu.
Okay, all right. Well, I say bastardized because it's not ratatouille. It's just
I watched the movie and I tried to make it at home. Why? Because I was bored and I followed this recipe and I was like, oh my god, this is awful, right? So I made my own version of bastardized ratatouille. I took out the eggplant because no one cared for it. We mince up onion and throw onion on top, but I throw in mushroom in mine.
I love mushrooms.
Okay, yeah. Right? What kind of mushroom?
Just a white mushroom, just a pretty nonchalant mushroom, but I wedge it in there along with the squash, the zucchini, the tomato, and then I use the best sauce. If you don't want to make your own sauce, Raoul's marinara is outstanding. Costco has a great price on it. And then, I season the crap out of it, right? But then, who's a vegetarian? I will make like chicken or meatballs on the side.
Okay.
To complement it, kind of like, it's like a poor man chicken parmesan if you, put a little cheese on the chicken, whatever. Right. But that is literally the fact that my kids ask for this meal. They ask for it. And
there you go.
It's easy to make, right? I got a mandolin. You just watch your fingers. And you're done in no time.
I've cut mine bad on it before.
That's a dangerous tool in the kitchen there, buddy.
So is my wife. She won't touch it now. So
yeah, but that is just. The fact that I've never heard anybody else make ratatouille and use. That blows my mind. And my kids love it, and it's one of my favorite things to make because as I slice it up, my kids put it all together. And
cool.
It's something we do
together.
There you
go. Right?
Yeah. Wow,
that's funny.
So you mentioned Raoul's sauce. I do not like their marinara, but I love their tomato basil. Their tomato basil is my favorite. There's something about the marinara I don't love.
That's fair.
So for mine, actually, Taylor, when you brought up stew earlier, I changed mine. originally was going to be fettuccine Alfredo because I will proudly say I make a pretty killer fettuccine Alfredo. I've
Yeah,
never
you've
had a
talked about that
restaurant
before.
or any other place match mine. Um, and one of the reasons I like to make it is it's so easy to make, but the payoff is so good. It's so simple. It doesn't take any real effort or really skill to make, but the end product is so tasty.
Heavy
But I
whipping cream and
actually,
cheese, right?
yeah, it's how much harder can it be? That actually was supplanted with my actual number one, which is chili. I love to make
Mm.
Ooh,
chili.
okay.
I do mine in a crock pot method, um, but
Thick or thin?
it kind of in between. It's a little thicker. It's not as
Okay.
thin as Wendy's. Let's say.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. It's thicker than that.
Megan, what's the chili you make?
But I do a thing instead of measuring my seasons. I do a
What's
half
the name of
spicy
the
breakfast
restaurant?
sausage, half ground beef mixture. So it's breakfast sausage and ground beef. Mix that
Mhm.
together in a bowl with all your vegetables. And then instead of measuring my seasonings, I just take every seasoning and I coat the top of the bowl with each seasoning 5 times and mix them in between each coating. And it's so much flavor. Then I throw it in then I cook it in a skillet to brown it, then throw it in the crock pot. And one of the reasons I love it so much is that's actually what I make for Halloween. So I'll make it for Halloween. We'll go out trick or treating. Half the time in Ohio, it's freaking cold. Come trick or treat, come back to a nice hot pot, crock pot of chili, sit down after trick or treating. Kids are excited about the candy, watch Young Frankenstein. That's a big thing we do every year.
It's a
So
good movie.
it's a great movie. I love that movie. And so I'd say that's probably my favorite thing to cook just because it means fall to me. We do it on Halloween. It's fun to make. So yeah, chili's probably my
What
number
do you add
one
into the chili?
in the sense of seasonings or what.
Yeah, and the seasonings and like
So
or I guess maybe like what is it that you like the most in chili? Because maybe I'm a weird person, but for whatever reason,
Maybe.
potato. The potato, I know, just hammering the point. But I like how a potato tastes in chili.
I could see eating chili on a potato, but I do not add potatoes to my chili.
Okay.
That's a strange thing to me. And
Hey,
so
beans is
this
something
is
that
not
people will fight
Texas.
about.
This
So
is not Texas. Don't care.
Chili does not include beans. I'm sorry.
In Texas, maybe it doesn't, but in Ohio, it's not chili without beans. So no, my chili is onion, green pepper, and then I usually put a poblano pepper in it.
okay.
Half ground beef or a pound of ground beef and a pound of spicy breakfast sausage. Then your standard
Yeah, you mentioned that.
chili stuff. I have Worcestershire sauce in it. I use a little bit of liquid smoke in mine. The
Mm-hmm.
cumin, black pepper, whatever the typical ingredients are. And then I just do 2 cans of beans. Occasionally what I'll do is you can buy ground corn. It's kind of similar to what they make tortillas out of, but I can't remember exactly what it is. But I'll put a little of it in because it gives it. Does anybody eat theirs with Fritos?
Yeah, it's called a Frito pie. That's very much
Yeah,
a
sure.
Texas thing.
But it
Now,
gives
when
it
I
a
see
little bit of that flavor. So
when people put it in a bag and eat it out of the bag, that makes me sick to my stomach to watch.
why? It's fine.
I don't.
It's a
It
Hey,
doesn't
man,
belong in the bag.
that's a walking taco in Ohio.
That's
Nope.
But
they're just thinking
so yeah,
22nd century. You're stuck in the past, old man.
I do it with that. Then I serve it with more Fritos, raw onion, and shredded cheddar cheese, and
I
some
like the raw onion
Tabasco.
touch.
A little
Yeah.
Tabasco if you want.
I think
So
I think that's a nice play that some people tend to forget. Just making a raw onion just gives it that nice
so
little
good,
like,
little crunch,
crisp. Yeah.
It complements it so well. So
Yeah.
but that's my number one.
Okay. All right. All right. Um. Well, hopefully the next one here I don't kind of steal your thunder on there, Drew.
If you have the same list, I'm gonna freak out.
I'm not gonna say Ratatouille is my number one.
Oh, if you have a different, well, it's not my number one.
Yes, it's just I just found it amazing.
just-
I don't
okay.
even know anybody else that's ever made Ratatouille. And then
All
to
right.
hear that you bastardized it and I bastardized the recipe and I took eggplant out, I think that's just it's
That is
just
funny.
funny.
Okay. All right. Well, then what's your number one there?
My number one is probably when I make pizza.
Yeah.
I literally have a like it's got 20 different crusts you can make, and I've made probably 6 of the 20, but I've really leaned in towards one of them because it's kind of the 24-hour recipe. Because pizza in Texas is just such utter garbage. You have to venture out and make your own. um, and then again, I landed on Raoul's pizza sauce, which is again outstanding. But I flip flop between fresh mozzarella and just low moisture mozzarella. Trying to order different pepperonis because I can't find the pepperoni with the spice palette that I'm used to in Ohio. So I've literally ordered pepperonis online.
Mm.
Um, and then just, man, I've made some killer pizzas to where it's like, why do I buy pizza anymore? It's all like, oh yeah, because I'm old and I'm tired and I don't always want to make the crust because, it
Yeah.
takes a day to do it. And, that I need to get better about it because, I mean, literally, I make better pizza than I could buy in Texas. And my
Yeah.
kids love it and my wife loves it. I'm just,
You need that cupping pepperoni.
So
yeah.
speaking of that brand is Etzo out of Columbus. And there's I think it's in Pennsylvania, there's an online retailer because they only sell to like distributors or pizza
Mhm.
places. There's a place in Pennsylvania you can order that pepperoni from and have it delivered to you.
The old world
So
style. I mean, I've
yeah.
looked on traditional channels like Amazon, and I just don't find it. Now they sell.
No,
There is a cupped pepperoni that you could buy now, but
it's
it's
not the
just
same.
it's not
It's
it,
not.
man.
No.
Yeah. No, I
So
get you.
you're gonna have to find that and send that to me,
Yeah,
because
I'll
dude, if
send
I
it to
could
you.
find that and I could find that killer pepperoni, oh my god, I'll never order pizza again.
Yeah, it's someplace in Pennsylvania, I think it is. I'll find it and shoot you the link.
Please.
All right, Taylor.
Nice, nice. All right, back to me. So, I really like to make hamburgers.
Yes.
So, like, I just, for whatever reason, it is just something fun. Like, I was, like last week, I was hankering for some hamburger. So I went. I was like, my taste palette when it comes to food, I'm probably a little autistic. I'm not too keen on like there's that hot honey that's everywhere nowadays and stuff. I don't really
Yeah.
care for it. I think it's not spicy enough, and the it the it dampens the sweetness of honey. Or honey shouldn't really be that sweet, but it just dampens it enough. It's trying to go in two separate directions. Do you have the sweet and sour and stuff? And it's like, not really. I don't really find it interesting as a taste. So instead, what I decided was, oh, we'll just go two different routes with the hamburger. One hamburger will be a very sweet hamburger, and it'll have Hawaiian brioche. You can do the Hawaiian bun or you can do the brioche bun,
Mm.
and then you flavor it with a little bit of sugar. What else did I do with that one? I'm trying to remember. More so than anything, it was okay. That aside, the spicy one was the one that I wanted because the spicy thing, I had like a pretzel bun. I shredded up Munster cheese to go with it to make the patty itself. So the cheese was just in it and everything. And then I seasoned it up with ancho chili powder to give it that kind of smoky little spice to it
Yeah.
and stuff.
Pretty good.
But yeah, and then like the spicy pickles. You know, but then I also added Cajun flavored kettle chips to give it that crunch
Ooh.
and everything like that. And then did you ended up trying what was that, the hatch chili, the
Yeah.
bacon? That I had some of that, so I used some of that as a little extra flavoring and stuff.
That'd be good.
It's not hyper spicy, but it was just like, oh, just go lean into the spicy. But like, I like to do like science experiments with hamburgers and stuff. Plop a sunny side up egg on it, and or add some
Mm.
bacon. I know some people really like there's some places that have done like peanut butter and uh
Yeah, that's messed up.
coleslaw.
I,
Uh,
I've I've
I,
had peanut butter once and it was okay. Another place I had it was awful. So
no, I don't know. I kind of wonder if how it would taste. I haven't really tried it myself, but it's just like,
I don't get crazy for it. It's whatever.
yeah. But I love making hamburgers. They're just so much fun, and they can just be so tasty.
So
It's interesting. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Drew.
so my two favorite burgers besides the just traditional like bacon and cheese, right?
Mhm.
The hangover burger, the egg, the bacon, some hash browns, nothing like it. But the other
Oh,
one, get some good marinara sauce, put 3 mozzarella sticks on there, like fried mozzarella, and it's like an Italian burger. Oh my
yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me the heart attack. Let's go.
Nah,
Come on.
see, I am the most white bread person there is when it comes to hamburgers. My favorite hamburger, because it's funny you mentioned sweet hamburger. Sweet should not be anywhere near my hamburger.
I agree.
Period.
Yeah, to be fair, like I remember I had pineapple and honey. Those are the other two things.
Now, hang on. The grilled pineapple on a burger is pretty
It's-
outstanding.
It's a sneaky good one. You know, they always want to complain about pineapple on a pizza.
I've had it
which,
before.
Different
That's-
argument, but
That's satanic.
No,
Pineapple on a pizza.
my favorite burger is sometimes I won't even eat it with cheese. I'll just eat the burger. Is mayonnaise, really good tomato coated in salt and pepper with a white onion, thick sliced white onion and lettuce. And that's my
Okay.
favorite burger. It's like the most pure hamburger I feel like you can have unless it's something without no condiments. It's fresh. You get that kind of greenery in there. I'm not a
Sure.
big crazy burger guy at all. So
I don't know. It's just, yeah, that's. I can respect that. I don't know. Cooking wise, it's just kind of a fun experiment.
it's fun to
just,
experiment. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
and that's what I really enjoy about doing that with a burger. Because with a burger, yeah, you can be like, you know what, I'm gonna go a little mad science with
Yeah,
scientist with
it's a
this.
palate
We're gonna,
for sure.
yeah,
So
yeah, we're gonna see. You know, that's why the sweet and the spicy one. And it's like, you know what, we'll make 2 of them. Why not?
Absolutely. I had burgers
Right?
for dinner tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
so Drew, you want to give us your second one, bud?
Me and my third.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, let me do a
We
second
are-
one then.
Do your second
'Cause
one, please.
Hey, have you done 2 already then?
Burgers was his second one. And pizza was my second one. So
Okay.
Are you
Keep
going?
up.
You're going with the,
keep up.
Well, you said I didn't. That's right. You did say it was
Just-
on your menu. Shut up. We'll move
Sure
on.
did.
All right. My second one is kind of. I cheated on the last 2 a little bit. Kind of a catch-all. Smoking any kind of meat is probably my second one. Ribs.
I heard that about
brisket,
you.
Pulled pork.
you really laid that at his feet. Like,
Well, you knew that was.
Come on
I
now.
mean, it's what it is.
Like,
Sometimes there's just bullets you can't dodge.
return
That's,
face.
that's the teenager coming out in my 42-year-old
Typical.
body.
Yeah, that child at heart, sure. No, yeah, I love using the smoker. I love this kind of the science that goes behind it, the timing. It's just I find it as somebody who likes to cook, it's just challenging enough to make it fun, but not like insanely challenging either. And you get great product out of it usually.
A delicious smoked brisket is possibly it might be a sin. It's so good. It's just
It is.
oh
I
my
actually prefer
goodness.
pork ribs myself. Pork ribs
Delicious.
and pulled pork. I love a good pulled pork
Mhm.
sandwich. So that would be my second one is chicken wings, whole chicken, whatever.
Chicken smoked wings. That hits different.
Yes, it does.
It sure does.
So
I'm getting hungry. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm
I
getting
know.
hungry.
I already ate dinner
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So
This is a
This is-
horrible topic.
This is a fantastic topic. What are you talking about?
All right, kick us
It's
off
just-
number 3, Taylor. Let's have it.
All right. So third one, I'm gonna wheel it back. I'm gonna make it really, really simple and basic. Other than pronouncing and everything, is gyudon, basically rice and meat. Well, usually beef shavings. A very, very generic thing that ate a lot of in Japan and stuff. You get a hot plate, buy some beef shavings. You can cook them up and stuff. Throw them on rice. If you got some sauces or seasonings that you can buy, you can do that. Or takes like cut up some green pepper or onion or whatever kind of veggies and do the same thing. But it's great because you cook it on a hot plate, and it's good to have that and a beer and watch some movie or something, or just kind of hang out, play something with friends and whatnot. That's I don't know. There's just something. It's so easy to do because it's like, okay, throw it on a hot plate, make sure it don't burn, slap it off of there. There you go. Put it over
So
rice.
aren't like the bar restaurants over in Japan? Aren't they called like izakayas or something?
Yeah, the izakayas. Yeah, you got those.
Isn't that kind of like an izakaya dish where people are going and eating it and drinking or is it more like the fried food kind of thing?
Certainly, there's some of them that have that where they you can cook it there, but sometimes with izakayas they can have like nomi hodai or tabe hodai, like all you can drink or all you can eat, where you just order from the menu and they bring it out. But
Okay.
there are places that would have like a hot plate in the center that you can just
Okay.
cook it up and stuff.
I
Just
thought
a skillet, like a skillet.
I thought this was a dish that was like being cooked in the kitchen itself and then brought out. I didn't realize it was like a hot plate or hot plate kind of dish that you cook
Oh yeah,
yourself. So
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can just do
okay.
it. Like I said, just take beef shavings, specifically beef shavings, right? Because it's just
Yeah.
an easy thing you can just throw on there, and they cook so quickly, and then you can just throw
Yeah.
it onto to rice, and it's just I don't know. The
Okay.
simplicity of it is just
Yeah. I
makes it
mean,
a really fun thing to cook, and just a nice, just a
nice dish.
nice fun
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun. So
Sounds
that's my
good
number
too.
3. Oh, it's so.
So I was gonna go with steak because I've really been trying to work on perfecting cooking steak, which I've ended up between. I don't like propane, so I'm thinking of maybe a charcoal one day. But I really like cast iron or the sous vide,
Mm.
or the sous vide, whatever the heck you call the thing. But I was really thinking about it as you were discussing your food, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go with butter chicken, the an Indian
Okay.
dish,
Yeah.
and um, first off, it's delicious. It's probably my favorite way to eat chicken. But I mean, again, I'm in my 40s, and I just, I was thinking about cooking it last week, and my whole family's involved in it. My wife will cut up the onion. My kids will, mix all the spices together, and then, I'll cut up the stuff I don't want my kids to touch, raw chicken.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that's a dish all 5 members of my house are involved with, and again, it's another one I can't believe my kids eat it. But just the fact that we all do it together, it's probably my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
And you don't even think about it till you're having this conversation. Although I will say I'd rather eat a steak any day, as far as my favorite things to cook, it's
Yeah.
that's probably one of the top ones. It's just because all 5 members of my house are involved in it, and my dogs sure love when I drop something.
Yeah. They always do, don't
So,
they?
yep, they sure do.
Nice.
Speaking of steak, I'll just give you my technique. I use the reverse sear method. I cook like 99% of my steaks with a cast iron skillet. Just throw it in the oven till it hits a certain temp. Then I pull it out and just finish it in a cast iron skillet with some
Yep.
butter and garlic. Oh, it's so good.
Mm.
So I've done my first sous vide in with chicken,
Yeah,
and I don't think I'll cook chicken another way again.
really. I
Yeah, just
have one. I've never used it though.
yeah.
So
For steak, it's okay. It's okay for steak, but I'm like you. I throw my steak in the oven,
mhm.
and then I do the reverse here on the caster on to char up the edges. I've tried the reverse, but I think oven first and then sous vide is ultimately better. But chicken, juicy, delicious, sous vide all day.
For sure. Well, and I've read one of the reasons why putting it in the oven is better than doing because I know there's a method where you put it in the skillet first and then finish in the oven. Um, the oven dries the steak out, the exterior of the steak out enough that it chars better. You get that Maillard reaction, I believe it is.
Oh yeah.
So whereas
Hmm.
when you do it the other way, it doesn't dry the edge of the exterior of the steak as well to take that char as well. Um,
Hmm.
so that's what I've read. The science behind it
Now,
is why it's
you have like a wireless meat thermometer?
I don't have a
I never,
wireless one. I have a metal probe one that I use for smoking that a lot of times I'll stick in the steak and use.
I
So,
really want to get a Bluetooth one so I could just, like you said, stick it in the oven,
oh, for sure. Yeah.
find that temperature, and then all right, whatever time it is, boom, I take it out. I sear the living crap out of it. Have you done brown butter? Have you browned butter?
That's actually what I use in my chocolate chip cookies. I instead of regular butter, I use brown butter.
Do you buy it
So
or do you make the brown
I make
butter?
it. It's a finicky line. I make it though. I do make my own brown butter. So you
It's a
just gotta watch
finicky
it.
line.
You can burn the crap out of it if you're not
You sure
careful.
can. It's quick. It
Yeah.
happens
So
fast too. Like as soon as it browns, the next 5 seconds that's what determines between brown
go
butter
time.
and black butter.
it's the same with making roux for like gumbo and jambalaya. There's a certain like Hershey chocolate color you want to get to, and as soon as it starts to get there, you can turn it black right now if you're not really on top of it.
Instant. I mean, it
So
is instant.
so no,
Brown butter chocolate chip cookies. Have you ever
I'll send you the
dashed a little?
recipe.
Have you ever dashed a little walnut in that bad boy? I mean, just
No, because we don't. My family doesn't like.
yeah.
I'll show you the recipe. You instead of using chocolate chips, you buy the chocolate bars and you cut them up,
Just
so
beat
you get
the
big
crap out
chunks.
of 'em.
You get big
Go
chunks
on.
in it and stuff. I'll send you the recipe. It's really good.
Oh
Keep
man.
talking. Keep talking. Keep
So
Ooh. Got to turn the temperature down in here.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I do declare. Oh, gracious.
Um, so again, like I said, I kind of cheated for my third one. I wrote down Thanksgiving sides because there's actually two things I love to cook, but I make them both for Thanksgiving every year. One is Hasselback potatoes au gratin. It's it's a very interesting dish I found in the same place I got my chocolate chip cookie. J. Kenji Lopez, I think is his name. He wrote a cookbook called The Food Lab, and I use his recipes all the time. I think he's real big into the food science, and like everything I've made of his has been like really good so far. And what you guys know what Hasselback potatoes are? Where you slice,
I
it's a
do
baked
not.
potato that you slice. So you take a baked potato and you slice it, but you don't slice it all the way through. You leave the
Okay.
back on it to where you can fan it like this.
Right.
And when you fan it, it crisps up the edges. Yes, something about that's hilarious. But all
So
right,
I got to interject into Graham here. I've known this guy for so many years.
I know it's
Whenever
coming
he
right
talks
here.
about food, he does everything. Anybody seen this on video? His hands will move and prepare that dish the whole time he's talking
Oh
about
yeah,
food.
you gotta
And
you
to
gotta
this
give the visual.
day, it absolutely slays me.
I'll be
And it makes
95. So that's what a hassle. But I started to do it again.
Keep doing it. It's one of
Yeah.
your most endearing qualities.
Oh, whatever.
Just-
So
I whisk it, you know. Just-
Pour a
you gotta
little bit.
brown butter. You gotta whisk. Um,
Stir it a little.
So that's what a Hasselback potato is. It's you
Okay.
slice the potato so you get more crispy edges, and then everybody knows what potatoes au gratin is, right? The potatoes
don't know.
flat
I
in
don't.
the pan. It's a-
Okay.
Okay, so potatoes au gratin are sliced potatoes that you put in a mixture of like cream and milk, and I think maybe chicken stock. I could be wrong
Sounds
there.
great. Sounds
And
great.
cheese, and then you bake it. It's a big holiday dish. So you cut into it. The top part's kind of crispy and cheesy, and then you get soft potatoes under. So Hasselback potatoes au gratin is instead of laying all the potatoes flat, you cut them into slices and stand them up on end. So they're in the dish like this on end. So the ends of each row stick up above. So when you scoop into it, every single scoop, you get that crispy, crunchy top and that soft, creamy bottom of the potato. It's very
Okay.
good. It's a great recipe. You get best of both worlds, and it's super fun to make. The other one I make is I do not like stuffing. I hate stuffing. I grew up hating
It's not
stuffing.
great. It's not great.
Stovetop is awful.
Awful.
But I found a recipe, ciabatta bread sausage stuffing, and you take a couple of ciabatta loaves, cut them up into squares, and then get spicy breakfast sausage and make make it with that with the the chicken broth and everything, and it's just that bread completely changes stuffing. It's so good. I'll eat a whole pan of it. So
So look,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be up for Thanksgiving this year. This is not a secret at this point. You could keep the stuffing, but I want the potatoes.
Give me
I'll
the
make you.
potatoes.
Well, I will make both because I like it, and then I'll at least let you try the stuffing because I hate stuffing, and it's incredible. It made me a stuffing believer, at least that stuffing,
Mm.
and
I
it's
mean,
one of those I get requests every year to make it.
I
So,
love it. I'll be over. Don't you dare worry.
well, and,
I'll leave the wife and kids. I don't want to eat up my amount of stuffing and Hasselblad potatoes. So they
yeah, I
don't need
get
to
that.
come.
So, and
They're on their own.
personally, I
I
don't know
love a
how
good potato, man.
I don't know how anybody else feels. I feel like Thanksgiving doesn't give its due, get its due. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care. As long as there's a fried turkey and some potatoes and tasty food, it's one of the best
See,
holidays.
I'm not a big.
I like Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
I just
but
think it's underrated.
I've had a lot of dry ass
That's the
turkeys in
problem.
my day.
Fried Cajun turkey.
Oh, dude, you can do a good fried. You can do a good baked turkey. It's just
I don't like baked turkey.
Look, I always felt like it was my grandparents' mission to just dry that turkey
Oh,
down
for
to the
sure,
bone.
for sure, yeah.
You know, they're like that. Is this what we do?
Well, that sounds. You'll get worms.
I don't know. I don't really care for turkey.
Neither do I,
And then
other than fried
when
turkey.
I say that, I get there. Everybody wants to jump down my throat. Well, you just haven't had good turkey. It's like no, I just don't like turkey. I'm just not a big turkey guy. And
Just haven't had good
family,
turkey.
if you come through the screen.
Now, hang on.
I know where you live.
That day after Thanksgiving, you take the turkey with some cheese, and you take that cranberry sauce, and you make yourself a little sandwich.
Little Thanksgiving sandwich. Oh yeah.
Oh my
It's
god!
not.
You shut your whorish mouth. That is delicious.
The Thanksgiving Day sandwich is great.
It's
Yeah, just not
amazing.
really. I don't really care for turkey enough, so it just doesn't really do it for me.
Again,
So,
you
Drew.
know what? You haven't had a good moist turkey. That
Mother-
might really be it.
No, like they were good and fine, like cooking it with family and stuff. It just I don't know. I just never really
Maybe-
cared for it.
Maybe you need to kill the turkey, and then
Yes,
you
that's
would enjoy it
exactly
much
what it
more.
is. I actually have to have my hands forcibly grab that turkey and snap its neck.
Yes.
I would like to remind the viewers the opinions of Taylor do not reflect Life Around 40.
Well, no, so I like Thanksgiving. I think that problem is that like my brother very wanting to be like against the grain, where it's like, oh well, like, a lot of people like Christmas. Oh well, Thanksgiving is where it's at and stuff, and it's just like, oh no, you can have both. It's just leave Christmas over in Christmas time, and Thanksgiving be fine. But it's just like I kind of prefer just all the sides and everything more than.
Oh, same here. Same here.
Yeah,
I'm a much
that's-
bigger
that's-
Thanksgiving
yeah,
side guy.
That's
so.
my thing. It's like I'd just rather eat all the different odds and ends and go that route, and enjoy whatever it is we're doing, throwing the football or whatnot. Not
Man, a good squash casserole. Oh yeah.
So, Drew,
good.
I'm going to send you another recipe. This will really kick off your Thanksgiving sandwich. It's they call it Thanksgiving mayonnaise. You essentially take like the herbs and stuff that you cook the turkey in, and you make a mayonnaise with a bunch of different of those herbs. It's an herbed mayonnaise that uses a lot of ingredients from Thanksgiving, and it's killer on that Thanksgiving sandwich.
I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't know if it's a stereotypical white person thing, but mayonnaise is not a thing I like in anywhere.
It is not a stereotypical. I have seen in Japan at convenience stores, literally called a mayo dog. Imagine a tiny little wiener,
No,
about like yay big,
so
about yay long, pyramid of mayo. Like no, it ain't no.
describe, so besides the seasonings you make with the turkey, describe to me how this is a mayonnaise, because you've lost me there.
You take mayonnaise and you put shit in it. It's pretty
No,
basic.
no, conversation's over. We're good.
I love
You
mayonnaise.
don't waste your time with that email. We're good.
You just haven't had good mayonnaise, Drew.
Oh, jeez.
That might be true.
I'll tell you what, Taylor. People go crazy for Kewpie. It is not my favorite.
That's fair. Like
There's a little too much something in there that it's like.
So
hanging out on the windowsill a little too long, a little too tangy.
It's a little funk. Yeah.
Going back to your first meal, my wife makes a rendition of Gold Star chili in the crock pot, and the whole family loves it. It's delicious. I don't make it. So we had a chili cook off at work down here in Texas. I'm like, I'm gonna make some. So I got a Maker's Mark chili recipe. And the problem was I drank Maker's Mark with my friend as I made the chili, which just made me put more Maker's Mark in the chili. And I mean, I think my chili at work for the cook-off was probably 70 proof. I mean, I did not cook off any of the alcohol in that bad boy. I did not win. The contest.
That's a little strong, Drew. Let's get some heat off of this thing
when you're so forward with trying to liquor them up, I guess it is just a little.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't win, honestly.
I remember my sales manager saying, "I'm gonna have to get an Uber ride home
off your chili."
After testing this, yeah.
So it's interesting to me. You said she has a recipe for Gold Star chili.
Yeah.
Why Gold Star and not Skyline?
She grew up in
pretty much
Wilmington, Ohio. She grew up in Wilmington. I don't think there was a Skyline there. She grew up on Gold Star.
It was all Gold Star. I've never had Gold Star.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my share of Skyline. I've never had Gold Star.
Have you ever bought Skyline in a can?
Yes, I do it for my chili dogs.
It's not awful, right? It's not awful.
That's fine in a pinch, yeah.
In a pinch, I'll absolutely go buy it, throw it on a coney dog, or throw it on top of some noodles and cheese. I mean... But yeah, she grew up on Gold Star, so that's what she went with.
That's the only thing I get from Skyline are the coney dogs. I don't really like it on the spaghetti. It's a little weird for me. But one of my favorite hot dogs is, you guys have probably heard of a West Virginia slaw dog. And it's with the chili and the coleslaw on it, and there's mustard and onions. I love it. And Brittany hates coleslaw, and I made it for her one time, and even she was like, "This is really good." So
what
Skyline,
was on it coleslaw, and what was on it?
Raw onion, mustard, chili, and coleslaw.
Okay, I would give that a whirl. Like, I'm not a big mustard guy, but it's because
you can't really
mustard
taste it as much.
Mustard overwhelms the flavor, so as long as it's a subdued taste, I
don't
mind
it.
It's
a very subdued taste.
I'd imagine with all that on there, it's
probably
I would kicked to the back seat
that.
there.
But they're not very good with Skyline like that kind of cinnamon chili.
Yeah,
so I make my own.
Strong enough flavor. Yeah, I don't think it's strong enough flavor to take away from it.
I make my own. I found a couple recipes that I make that are like West Virginia style chili or hot dog chili. So
I don't know if you guys know it, but we've gone for about an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, I know. Well, we start talking about food.
Gotta get that food talk, baby. Yeah, come on now.
I can talk about food for hours. So.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well, you make a good point. I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. So.
The old man wants us to quit.
It's bedtime, guys.
Yeah, he's an hour behind, and he's still ready to go to bed. All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Your hair. Look at mine.
Oh, whatever.
I don't even have any. Get off my case.
That is true. We were going to bring that up, Taylor, but
it fell out.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. Let us know what your favorite thing to cook is. Tell us how terrible our food tastes are, because they probably are pretty terrible. If you prefer to listen on the go, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and a bunch of those popular podcast platforms. Also follow us on X and Instagram at LifeAround40Pod for updates and podcast release. That should be ramping up now. Getting some more behind the scenes stuff on there. Trying to get more than 0 views, or 1, my mother, on Instagram.
Yeah, go Graham's mom.
So we'll try to get some more stuff out on there and get some community engagement. So go from there. All right, guys. Well, thanks.
All right.
It was a good time.
right.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yep,
Right.
absolutely.
10:30
So-
at night, time to make a full course meal.
I told you I was up at 2:30 eating cereal last night, so we're not going to get into that.
Child.
We got to go. All
Yeah,
right.
Yep. All right. Toodles.
Bye.